Okay. Now for users, they want this kind of file. They cannot understand this. But as a technical team, we will be requiring this particular file to process it. Okay. So now in EDI, we can see in HTML format, and this EDI notepad in design is designed in such a way that by seeing these values, it can be okay. By seeing these values, it can create a invoice file like this. Now how it is creating such a huge file or like a PDF file, because now understand this, always your IDOC have the predefined fields, yes or no? So whatever the fields we have in invoice or purchase order, they already know it. That means they have already designed a layout with all the parameters. Now from this file, whatever they already know, right? In this segment, if you get this goes into, what is this? Crunchy chips. Let's see where it is. This is under 810. Yeah, under 810 there is crunchy chips. Let's see where is it. So this is some snacks company. See, here it is, right? So that means they already know the layout of their invoice, because these are the predefined fields, right? You are not changing the fields, you are just changing the values. Even if you talk about IDOC, when you imported IDOC, it is a predefined structure, you are just using it, you are not changing anything. That's why they know the layout, and whatever the values it comes, they will simply add it. This is like for each node. Let's say you have 10 nodes, then they will create 10 lines. Something, it is like coding. See, this is same thing is being repeated again. Okay. So invoice, right? So it is generating an invoice in a readable format based on the values what we have here. Okay. So this is all about your EDI file. Now I will change the view. This is edit. Okay. The STBIG is all. I selected this, that's why I'm seeing it. This one, this one. Okay. If I change to text, so whatever the notepad file we were seeing here, you have the complete file here, right? And this is hex. Okay. So hexadecimal. This is 303000 snacks. This one. So converted into hexa values. This complete code converted into hexa value. Okay. And then we have XML. Okay. So see, this is an XML format. But this XML format, what is this XML format you are seeing? If you see where is it? Address information. Okay. So in XML format, what you are seeing the complete HTML along with the parameters. Okay. Now this is all about your Notepad++. Sorry, this is all about EDI file. Because you are dealing with EDI, you need to understand the file format first, what it is containing, what information they are trying to send, how I should be handling it in PO. That comes later. Okay, if you understand the file, then only you process it. Okay, so now up to here, if your interviewer asks, if you are very good in understanding this concept, then say, yes, I partially worked. Okay. Even if you understand better until you work, just say partially you were helping in EDI project. Okay. So here, you know what is EDI, what format of EDIs you have worked on. I have worked only on ANSI X12 format. Okay. So now this is file. How can we handle this? Let's say, see, this is sender, right? You are picking this file, and processing it to SAP. Now, if you remember, when we did IDOC to file scenario or file to IDOC scenario, we took only one IDOC. We didn't process the multiple IDOCs in a single file. Yes or no? Now, this file contains multiple IDOCs and of different types as well. Okay. So here, okay, this is two ways. Now this is inbound. That means what is inbound? From file to IDOC. So the file comes, this files has to convert into IDOC. Then you can push the IDOC into SAP ECC, right? You cannot push this file directly into ECC because ECC doesn't understand EDA format. ECC understands ECC or S4HANA is same, okay? So ECC or S4HANA understands IDOC format only. So now we have to convert this into IDOC. Now, by seeing the file itself, you should understand you have to split these IDOCs. Now, basically, I need to create three IDOCs, one purchase order IDOC, two invoice IDOCs. That is the first thing you have to understand by seeing the file. Now, you can create an interface which will automatically split these files. So, how you will do the configuration for this file? So before we go for inbound, first we discuss about outbound. Outbound is nothing but again IDOC to file scenario only. There is no much difference. Okay. So for IDOC to file, always it will be one IDOC that will go into the target that contains. Okay. So now this one. Okay. Here save as. All files sample2 and then we'll put sample3.edi. Okay, now save. I have one more file here. Now what I will do, I will put only one st. Okay, this here, and one st I will take off everything. scg. Okay, now save. Let's open this file. Okay, see, now I have only one file. There are some errors, that's why it is showing error. So ignore this now. Okay, see, now I have only one IDOC. So always outbound IDOC will contain only one IDOC because you are generating the file and you cannot club multiple IDOCs into single file. That is your not your headache. Anyhow, EDI knows, right? If it has in this format, that means it has only one IDOC. They can process it. You are not changing their format. Instead of multiple items, you are sending only one. Okay. So what happens for outbound? It is not a big issue. It is just like triggering an IDOC into mapping. You will convert the mapping, IDOC XML into EDI XML, then EDI XML to target by converting into a flat file. Okay. So let me show you the flow, then you will understand. Okay, now this is your SAP system and this is PO. Okay, and this is your partner, receiver partner. Okay, so when you create receiver partner, you create party, under party you create system, because one party may have multiple systems. Okay, so what happened? You triggered an IDOC. Now IDOC, you already know pay settings, IDOC sender, how to configure everything. So you are already good at sender side, right? Now here the point is you are importing the structure. How you are importing? You are using simply import objects and imported IDOC. right? So idocs has been imported. You have the source side structure already available, right? Now you need a target structure. For doing the mapping, you need a target structure, right? So this is idoc XML దేనంట మనము XML is nothing but your data. But structure అనేటప్పటికి మనం ఏమంటాము idoc XSD. అంతేనా మ్యాపింగ్ లో వాట్ వి యూస్ idoc XSD. Now you want EDI XSD. XSD ఉంటే how you can do this? You can simply import into ED. External definition లో import చేసి we can use it. Then we will do the mapping, whether it is one-to-one, logical, or something, right? So now the question here is, okay, now you know already the idoc, how to get this structure, you have to get this structure. So basically what happened for this, I already told you, this is a nothing but idocs and it has a fixed structure. Now this is a flat file structure. You need to find out the XSD for this one. So XSD, now what happens when you generate an XSD and you map it, it will create an EDI XML file. Now EDF XML file, while sending it to target, it will simply convert into a EDA format. So what is the adapter is responsible here? Okay, so you can use SFTP file AS2. Okay, so these are three different adapters, not AS2, but mostly SFTP. Okay, now what is happening here? You have this one, you have XML available ready. Now you are using the SFTP adapter, which you already know. How this SFTP can convert XML into flat file? You have to do FCC, right? File content conversion. File content conversion, you cannot do it because file content conversion will work for fixed length, comma separated, pipe delimited, tab delimited, right? So you have to use the module here. You already know what is module configuration, right? So you have to use the module that is nothing but, what is the module name? Some generic module is there, generic. Okay, so what is the generic module name? EDI generic, some name is there. Let's see if we can find it. See, X12 converter module. So this is one, and there is some generic converter also. XML to play. X12 converter module. See here you are seeing SAP adapters. Earlier, the important point is you didn't have the converter module, B2B add-ons, B2B adapters with SAP before. Up to 7.31, we were buying the adapters from C Burger company for B2B integration. But from 7.31 onwards, we have a special package that is B2B add-on. It contains all the B2B adapters. So that will be additionally charged by SAP. Okay, let's use this only. Okay, so this is what is this X12 converter format with knows ANSI X12 converter module. Okay, so some parameter you have here. So this is generic. Why it is module we use for all the adapters? That means because the module already knows it is a fixed structure. Like when you convert into a PDF form with the values, it is very easy to convert into a flat file, right? You just need to pick the values and put it in that way because it is having the fixed structure. So whatever the adapter we use AS2 or SFTP, or we don't use file, but I'm just saying now what we say this X12 converter module. Okay, so there are some other module also which ends or starts with some name generic. Okay, now you have a XML, EDI XML, and you are using the channel. Under channel, you have a module configuration which converts XML into flat file and sends it to target, and you are done with your EDI outbound scenario. Okay, but inbound, it is not the case. It is not that simple configuration, but I will show you the difference. Let's say this is B2B outbound. Okay. The question is here where you're getting this XSD from. So what you have to do is PI host port slash B2B IC, B2B integration cockpit. Okay, IC. So what it happens? I don't know the exact URL, but somewhere you have to write B2B IC. If you enter, it will take you to the B2B IC integration cockpit of PO. Okay, so integration, what we call B2B integration cockpit. Okay, so this is the page. Like NWA, you will see this page here. Okay, so this is how this page look like. So here you see EDI content manager, under you see import, export, generate, XSD. Okay, so if you go to EDI content manager and if you click on generate XSD, it will ask you for the transaction number and version. So what is the transaction number? 810, and what is the version? 004010 is the version. Okay, so by seeing this, you need to generate this version XSD of this transaction only. If you change the version, then it will create some other structure, and it will mismatch with your requirement and it will create a problem. Okay. So once you have the structure, just generate it, import it, map it, create the target file, and you are done. So outbound. Now what happens? There will be, when you are using EDI, there will be some more functions it will be added here. Okay. So what happens under node, under function library also, you will see more options. Util, let's say, okay. Okay. Now you will see multiple functions here. Those functions we will be using to call this EDI business cockpit. So what all the other things we maintain in EDI cockpit here? There is this one, right? See here, NRO, number, range, order. B2B X12 content generator, that is fine. Trading partner management. Okay. So here what happens under trading partner management, what we have to say is, what is this partner name? Every partner having a unique number. Okay. So this time, let's say this is Domino's. Okay. Domino and partner number is 236547. Now, what are the IDOCs we are dealing with? Domino's. What is the trading partner number? This is a trading partner number. Under this trading partner, we have different IDOCs. What are the transactions we may expect? 810 of 004010 and 850, okay, of 005010. Okay, and then number range management, NRO. What is number range? So number range is nothing but, for this particular partner, I will assign some numbers, 1 lakh to 1,50,000. Now, whenever it is generating an invoice, if you want to generate a number from this particular PO itself, then it will pick from that number range. Why? Because it will not conflict with any other partners. So that is number range. Okay, so I will give some minimum and maximum value. It will start from the minimum value and it will start incrementing one by one. And there will be option you want to repeat or you want to error, throw error. After reaching the 1,50,000, what you should do? Repeat. That means again it will start from one, or it will throw error. Number range has been reached the maximum limit. Now decide what to do. Then I may give another number range from 150 to 2 lakh. If 150 to 2 lakh is not available, I may go for 2 lakh to 250. So based on the availability. Okay. So you will do it. Again, you will also have to maintain this. Where is it? Okay, under EDI content manager also, if you have any custom what we call custom structures, that also possible to create here, but the custom structure has to be maintained here. See, customize and test conversion of EDI message. So you can do the customization also, but that customized EDI structure has to be designed here and that should be assigned to the trading partner, then it can be accepted. It can be accepted. Okay. So here this is the place where we do some additional settings. Okay, and these are also again one-time setting for one partner. And let's say you are dealing with only 81810, and in future you may expect 800 and 830. Okay, so what you have to do, go edit this trading partner, go and add one more transaction to this partner. Okay, and apart from NRO and TPN trading partner management, we do some other tasks also under this B2B cockpit. And how you are calling this number, how you are calling this information from ESR mapping to from here to ESR mapping, you, as I told you, here you will be having some additional functions which will directly designed to call this business cockpit information. Okay, now this is all about outbound, and inbound will be the same. Other configuration, cockpit configurations, XSD generation will be same. The only difference we will discuss now. Okay, now let's go to new, save as B2B inbound. Okay, so what happens here? I already told you this file contains, the source file contains multiple iDocs, multiple types of iDocs and multiple number of iDocs also possible. Now, you cannot process multiple iDocs to SAP directly. You should be splitting it. Okay, you should split it and then you have to process it. Okay, so for splitting of this iDocs only you need one interface first. So the face of the inbound will be only one. Always we will be having one interface to pick the files. Okay, now this is your partner. This is your PI system, and this is your PI system. Let me. Okay, now let's forget about this for some time. Now here you already know, right? So what I will say, this is invoice. Okay, and this is purchase order, and this is delivery. These are the three iDocs, and this iDoc, this has some number, right? 810, and this is 850, and let's say this is 845 or something, 854, let's say. Okay, I'm not sure exact number. Now what happens again? This time this is inbound, right? Again you will be having the same picture. Okay, so now this is sender structure, this is receiver structure, sender, receiver, and receiver. Now what happens this time? This is XSD, EDI XSD this side, iDoc XSD this side. You are doing the mapping and you are sending it to S4 HANA, right? S4. That means again this is the same system. You will be configuring with the same system, right? But this is different interface. That's why we are pointing it to different one. Okay, so first you design your regular interface here. Okay, now this is a SFTP, okay, or AS2. Use basically SFTP or AS2. So first you understand this, right? This is the basic configuration what you do, like file to IDOC, file to IDOC, file to IDOC. Okay. Now see, there is no receiver for this first interface. What happens here? You have ANSI X12 EDI file. Okay, and this may contain any number of IDOCs, as we have our example 2, 8, 10, and 1, 850, and we are prepared for all the possible IDOCs, right? Now what happens here? What is SFTP and AS2? What is the difference? SFTP means you will go and pick the files, right? You already know, right? Polling, how we are doing polling with file channel and SFTP channel will be the same. But in AS2, you will configure endpoint like in REST adapter. You will give your URL to the what we call to the partner, and they will configure it in their system. Whenever they create a file, it will automatically push to PO. Okay, now in PO you got the file. Here what you will do, you will use EDI separator. What is this? EDI separator. This is nothing but adapter. Okay, so EDI separator receiver. Okay, and here what is this? EDI separator sender. Okay, and again this is IDOC receiver. So IDOC receiver, we already know how to configure, right? Now this is done. Now what happens when you use EDI separator? It will just count the files and it will go into the queue. Okay, now this is a queue number 1, queue number 2, because on two queues. Why only two queues? You have only two types, right? What it will contain? It will contain 810. Okay, and then partner number. Let's say 32 is a 23 is a partner number, and it contains version of your system. Okay, now again this is from same partner 8. What happened now? It is separated the EDI and it told that you have 8 tens. You will automatically having how many number of 8 tens you have, it will be separated already. And it is in other queue, you have 850 file from this partner with this version. Okay. Now what happens? This is a queue. This is not a sender system anymore. You understand? This is not the sender system. This is a queue. What we call it? We will give some name to both these. We say EDI underscore or BC underscore EDI, something like that. Because to create a channel, you need some system, right? So that's why we give a system name. So basically, it is an interface like one ICO. Okay, this is ICO. What is a sender? Partner is a sender system. Okay, and BC underscore EDI. This is a receiver system, and this is BC underscore partner under party. Okay, party we create with partner name. Under party we create the partner. There is no difference if you create under party, but for B2B scenarios we create under party. Okay, and this is one system. We see underscore EDI we create receiver EDI separator channel. Now what happens, whatever the files you got it here, it knows already, it will just create it and it will now search for the sender channel. What sender channel? EDI separator sender channel. Now what it will look for this in this sender channel? Under this sender channel, while configuring, you will be having option provide the transaction number, provide the partner number, and provide the version, okay, and some other details, okay. So now exact this information should be matching with this information, right? So whatever the information it is look for, those information will already be maintained under EDI sender. So there can be hundreds of EDI sender channels. Now EDI receiver can send only to EDI sender channel. It won't deliver the message into any SFTP or somewhere. It can just push into EDI sender channel. That's why we are calling it as queue. It will send the data to queue and EDI sender will accept data from queue. You cannot simply use EDI separator here and get the file. Okay. So receiver will split the file, sender will accept the file. And now it is searching 810, 823 and 240. Now if this combination found in any of this channel, we already have one channel, right? With this 810. So it is matching, it will go down. This is successful. And again, here, let's say you didn't configure this channel, and some partner number or something, it doesn't match. I don't know whether partner number is a parameter or not, but if doesn't match, you will get an error. What is the error you will get in the first interface? Not able to find EDI sender for 810, sorry, 850, 23 and 004104. So it will be a very clear error that says I am not able to find the corresponding sender channel. So I am not able to push this data anywhere. Due reason it got stuck with the same receiver channel only. Okay. So now we are picking it, we are separating it, and we have designed already the expected interfaces, and we are catching it, and then we are doing the mapping and we are pushing the file. So this is how you do EDI. This is how you do B2B interfaces. Okay. So even if you are getting into B2B project, don't hesitate or don't get tense. These are again just a file to file interface, file to IDOC or IDOC to file interfaces. So inbound, you have a different strategy to handle it. For outbound, it is just like a IDOC to file scenario, right? And something you have to understand is what about B2B cockpit. Here you do trading partner management. There will be some settings there, profiles, agreements. Okay. So profiles agreements are nothing but what I'm informing you that you will be maintaining the partners and versions and transaction informations and some more information. Okay. So this is the overall concept of B2B scenarios.